Good morning and welcome to the business blog segment here on the Official Life with me, Bryce Nanakwasi Amaning. We are live on YouTube at GNTVGH, like our pages on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Instagram, all on GNTVGH. So we're asking what is trending on the Ghanaian market. Now in business this morning, where prices of petroleum product are expected to drop by 2% this week. This is the indication from GNTV checks with players within the petroleum industry following development on the global market. Now, this will also be the second time in less than a week that fuel prices have been reduced this month of June. With the reduction, prices at the various pumps, consumers should be buying a litre of petrol for 4 cedis 75 pesos. This means a gallon of petrol could be sold to you at 21 cedis 38 pesos, down from 21 cedis 83 pesos. This development is because the prices of petrol is reducing on the global market as supply has outstripped demand. But it is likely the price of diesel could remain unchanged, or if any drop, it will be quite insignificant. This is because the price of diesel on the global market has seen little or no drop as demand is high compared to supply. Currently, a litre of the product could be sold to you at 4 cedis and 85 pesos or 21 cedis 83 pesos per gallon. And now, government policies aimed at enhancing the business environment in Ghana will from now be drafted based on research conducted by Business and Educational Institutions Minister for Business Development, Mohammed Ibrahim Awal, has stated. Now, according to him, his comment follows research conducted by the University of Ghana Business School, UGBS, which showed the momentum of real sector growth in Ghana has waned since 2014 after growth slumped from 7.4% in 2013 to 4.0% in 2014. According to him, the country could have addressed the decline in its growth in 2015 and 2016 if policymakers have used research works conducted by credible institutions. Growth fell to 3.9% in 2015 and further to 3.7% in 2016. Mr. Awal, who spoke at the launch of the second edition of the Ghana Business Development Review, he encouraged all players in the academic community to do more in the areas of research to guide the crafting, formulation and implementation of future national policies. The second edition of the report is a build on the first edition of the report, which was launched in 2016. Finally, on the business blog here this morning, where the Association of Oil Marketing Companies have stressed that it will push for full employment of 8 members under the cylinder recirculation model to protect the interest of LPG industries. Now, the assertion comes after the LPG marketers raised concerns that the new cylinder recirculation policy will render them jobless if implemented. Already, the CEO of the National Petroleum Authority (NPA), Hassan Tampoli, has assured that the LPG marketers will not be rendered jobless. The coordinator of the Association of Oil Marketing Companies, Koku Ajimendia, stated that the group will continue to dialogue with government to ensure that LPG marketers are not left jobless. Mr. Ajimendia stated that the association's collaboration with government will determine how successful the policy will be. He maintained that LPG operators are critical for the success of the policy since they are the only people with the skills and experiences to help implement the policy. And that's all for Business Block this morning here on the Official Life on the GNTV. With me, Bryce Nanakwasi Amaning, streaming live on YouTube at GNTVGH, like our page on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Instagram, all on GNTVGH. Learn to invest and learn to save. Have a good business day.
Bright Nana Kwesi Amaning for those business update live on the Fair Show on GNTV. You can get social with us on all our social media handles on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It is at GNTVGH. And don't be bothered if you want to leave the home and thinking you're going to miss all the conversation. Well, we are streaming the show live on our YouTube channel at GNTVGH, so you can keep along. Most especially with our first talk for today, it's about you. Either you're an employee or an employer, whichever way. Today's discussion is about you. What do our labor laws say about employment? How does abuse come up at all in the company? Do you know you are being abused, or you think you're just working, or you're a workaholic? All of these discussions will be delved into on our first talk with Annie Efwa Ampufu. But we are going on a quick break, and when we come back, we have some tips for you on our lifestyle segment. Yes, Amiga to come already to give you some tips for you today. And today we are asking you, what is your favorite sleeping position? Is it the right one? Somebody would like to open the legs ajar and do all kinds of things, but there are a lot of it when it comes to sleeping positions. But that will be for another day. Today we are giving you some interesting tips that has got to do with your belly. Enjoy.
10 foods to avoid for a flat belly. If you're trying to get a flat stomach, you should know that abdominal fat is the most difficult to deal with. You work out and adopt a healthy diet, but you don't get results. It seems it doesn't plan to go anywhere. Don't worry. All you have to do is change your eating habits a little bit at a time. No strict rules, start with small changes. Here's a list of foods that you should avoid to get the stomach you've always dreamed of. 1. Chewing gum. You may be saying, seriously? Gum isn't even food. It sounds strange, but chewing gum might kill your weight loss plans. When you chew gum, your brain and stomach receive signals that prepare them for an incoming meal. Plus, gum triggers the overproduction of stomach acid, and as a result, you feel hungry. According to studies, a sugar substitute that the chewing gum contains also causes excess weight to accumulate on your body. 2. High sodium foods. High sodium foods include deli meats, cereals, canned soups, canned vegetables, spaghetti sauces, canned salty seafood, and others. You should limit sugar and salt to small amounts, especially if you suffer from high blood pressure. High sodium foods are really harmful to your health, and they also retain fluids that prevent you from losing belly fat. Adopt a low sodium diet and your body will thank you for this. 3. Fast food. It's no secret that fast food contains too many calories that may bring various health problems from heart disease to cancer. If that's not convincing enough for you to give up fast food, just remember that it's responsible for your belly fat that you want to get rid of so badly. The less junk food you eat, the flatter your belly becomes. 4. Alcohol. Some alcoholic drinks are rich in calories, but calories are not the main factor here. Alcohol consumption increases your appetite and confuses the part of your brain that is responsible for the feeling of fullness. So no matter how full you are, when you go for a bottle of beer, you usually accompany it with a snack, don't you? 5. Soft drinks. Cola, soda, tonic. We hear this all the time, but it's still so hard to give up this habit. These drinks contain carbonation, which draws gas into your stomach and intestines. If you really want to get rid of abdominal fat, you should stop drinking soft drinks. Yes, even those low-calorie beverages. They also slow down your metabolism and stimulate your body to gain fat. 6. Mayonnaise. If you're a fan of mayonnaise and mayonnaise-based salads, then you should know that this dressing contains at least 80% fat. This number is impressive. The best option is to substitute mayo for a vegetable puree, olive oil, or natural tomato paste. 7. French fries. As much as you love this food, you should give it up as soon as possible. Fried potatoes, just like any other fried foods, works like a sponge that absorbs saturated fats. Believe it or not, saturated fats can actually affect brain function so that it can't think clearly about how much weight you're gaining at the moment. As a result, you can eat up to 30 potatoes without even noticing it. 8. Ice cream. This one's pretty obvious, isn't it? Foods rich in sugar inevitably turn into abdominal fat that is the most harmful fat in your body. And, as you know, ice cream does contain a large amount of sugar and fat. If you want to reduce your waistline, say goodbye to ice cream. At least for a while. 9. Foods that cause bloating. Even the skinniest people can have rather visible belly outlines due to fats that provoke intestinal gases or an upset stomach. If this is an issue for you, just avoid such foods and think of a good workout routine that will speed up your digestion. To prevent bloating, stay away from beans, lentils, cabbage, and wheat. 10. Sugar-free products. Foods that contain sugar substitutes, such as polyalcohols, for example, are only effective for people with diabetes. These sugar-free products can still harm your body and make your stomach bigger. If you're trying to cut out sugar, you can replace it with a small amount of honey.
Solid foods to avoid just to make sure you get that flat tummy of yours. So chewing gum, I must say, is one thing. It's very, very